Hello and thanks for logging on. This is Headlines Nigeria on Internet Television International, reaching you from our Abuja studio in Nigeria. My name is Christine Opara. Let's take a quick look at the papers for today. Vanguard newspaper NDLEA intercepts 4 billion naira cocaine in Lagos. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency yesterday said it had intercepted a container load of substance suspected to be cocaine. The container arrived the country via the Tinkan Island port in Apapa, Lagos, and was reportedly cleared promptly. Next newspaper, El-Rufai says court lacks power to try him. Former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nasir El-Rufai, yesterday told a federal high court sitting in Abuja that it lacked the power to try him over allegations of abuse of office as minister. He said that the proper court to try him was the Abuja High Court. Also in the next newspaper, lawyer files suit against Electoral Commissioner. Protest against the deployment of the newly appointed resident Electoral Commissioner for Ondo State, Ayoka Adebayo, took new dimensions when an Akure-based legal practitioner filed a suit at the Federal High Court, Akure, to challenge Mrs. Adebayo's deployment to the state. Punch newspaper, kidnapping, 4 Nigerians arrested in Malaysia. 4 Nigerians have been arrested for allegedly kidnapping 6 people in Malaysia. The Nigerian High Commissioner to that country, Ambassador Peter Anegbe, said on Monday. He told the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja that the suspects allegedly kidnapped 4 Nigerians, 1 Malaysian and an Indonesian, in late June. Also in the Punch newspaper, women protest location of law school in Bayelsa State. Several women on Monday took to the streets of Yanagwa, the Bayelsa State capital, to protest against the proposed location of the Bayelsa State branch of the Nigerian law school in their community. The women also defied tear gas canisters fired by armed policemen that had been swiftly deployed in the area to quell the demonstration. Guardian newspaper, greed threat to Nigeria's survival, says President. President Goodluck Jonathan on Monday warned that except Nigerian elites stop amassing wealth and have a change of attitude, the system will soon pack up. The President, speaking at the opening of the 4th National Diaspora Conference in Minna, said that change was imperative because, according to him, we cannot continue to deceive ourselves when we are not productive. Nigerian Compass newspaper, Lautech crisis, Akala kicks as Oyinlola dissolves council. The crisis rocking the Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomosho, jointly owned by the Oyo and Osun State governments, deepened yesterday. Osun State Governor Prince Olagunsoye Oyinlola dissolved the governing council of the university and appointed the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor J.O. Ojediran, as the acting Vice Chancellor. Also in the Nigerian Compass newspaper, ex-Governor Nyame appears before Taraba Commission of Inquiry. The controversy in Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, as to whether or not former governor of the state, Reverend Jolly Nyame, would appear before a probe panel set up by the government he installed at the end of his tenure 3 years ago, was rested yesterday. Nyame physically answered questions from the Justice Philemon Adatung-led commission at the Presidential Lodge in the state capital. Away from major news headlines, we move over to politics. In next newspaper, Governor rejects party's apology. As the Abia State Governor turns the beautiful bride for political parties, his estranged party, the Progressive People's Alliance, PPA, came to literally beg him to return to the fold at the weekend. Daily Independent newspaper, 2011, declare now, South-South leaders tell Jonathan. Northern governors meet in Kaduna today to decide whether to back up or back down from their claim on the zoning formula in the People's Democratic Party, and in that case encourage or dissuade Goodluck Jonathan from running for president. Northern youths plan to mobilize 30,000 of their kind to disrupt the meeting if they cannot successfully press the governors to insist on the arrangement that would ensure the North gets the villa next year. Also in the Daily Independent newspaper, 2011 request for postponement of elections belated, says Senate. The Senate on Monday foreclosed any postponement of the 2011 general elections with a declaration that the chamber was not processing any such request. Punch newspaper, hope rises on new voters register as presidency INEC meets. Indications emerged on Monday that the Independent National Electoral Commission might conduct a fresh voters registration. Investigations at INEC headquarters in Abuja showed that the chairman of the commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, had begun consultations with his management team on modalities for registration. Away from politics, we'll now move over to business news. Business Day newspaper, CBN pegs minimum deposits in merchant banks at 100 million naira. In its continued effort at reforming the financial system, the Central Bank of Nigeria has reviewed its guidelines for licensed specialized institutions. Specifically, the new guidelines stipulates that merchant banks take deposits in an amount not below 100 million naira. The Nigerian Compass newspaper, NNPC, rules out sales of refineries. Nigeria isn't planning to sell its 4 refineries or any of the state-owned oil company units, an official at the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation said. This day newspaper, AP saga, Dangote heads for appeal court over contempt. President of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has filed an application before a federal high court in Lagos, asking for a stay of execution on a bench warrant issued against him for failure to appear before it in a contempt proceeding instituted by some shareholders of the African Petroleum PLC. Now we move over to sports news. Punch newspaper, South Korea clash, Eguavon attacks home-based players. Acting Super Eagles coach Austin Eguavon has urged the home-based players to take advantage of the friendly game against South Korea to stake claims to places in the team. The Nigerian Compass newspaper, forget Taiwo, Deschamps tells Liverpool Tottenham. Olympic Marseille boss Didier Deschamps yesterday declared that Liverpool and Tottenham target Taiwo is not leaving the club. This day newspaper, the last of the Fantastic Four hunted down. In a move that is seen as part of an orchestra of the new men at the helms of Nigerian Football Federation affairs to consolidate their present and future glasshouse lives, the Secretary General of the Federation, Bolaji Ojoba, was yesterday ordered to proceed on compulsory leave by the Executive Committee of the Federation following a board meeting in Abuja. And that's our take on Headlines Nigeria today. My name is Christine Opara. Thanks for loving.